A spectre of violence continues to haunt Apaa, a flashpoint village that lies between Amuru and Adjumani districts. At the center of the conflict over this land are the Acholi and Madi tribes, with each claiming an ancestral heritage of the land. In October 2017, government surveyors came to the conclusion that the sprawling 827 square kilometer piece of land in Apaa that covers East Madi Wildlife Reserve belongs to Adjumani district. Zoka Forest Reserve also lies within the wildlife reserve. A section of the Madi community is advocating for the sustainable conservation of the forest and wildlife reserve, calling for the relocation of the Acholi. On the other hand, the Acholi are accusing the government of favoring the Madi. The conflict, which has been bubbling below the radar, came to the surface when a South African investor, Bruce Martin, picked an investment interest in the land in 2005. However, in 2006, towards the end of the LRA insurgency in northern Uganda, Acholi communities which were living in IDP camps began to return home. Some of them returned to Apaa. Since then, 18 people have lost their lives in the ensuing conflict. Today, there is an uneasy calm in Apaa, but according to Liberty Katunji, the police officer in charge of Apaa security, there are fears that violence could break out soon. A long winding drive and trek through a canopy of trees inside Zoka Forest got us to Apaa.
East Madi Wildlife Reserve was gazetted in 1963 by Parliament of Uganda by then, and at that time it was gazetted as a controlled hunting area. The size at that time was big, and it would cover almost the whole of Adjumani and parts of Acholi. In 2002, it was uplifted to a wildlife reserve. Of course, by 2002, when this area was uplifted or was made a wildlife reserve, there were insurgencies in the north, West Nile, and the government took time to come and fully possess this area.
55-year-old Justo Oriem from the Acholi community claims to have fled Apaa in the 1990s during the LRA war to Pabo Internal People's Displaced Camp.
Monya ye opanyadano piera boro via boro. Itero dano Pabo madit kuja. Ngai long makam na wunu niang dano wa beri kam via Acholi kai. Si magali bario madana dugu gangi ali bario gabichel weng wa dugu kai. Are chiro doka beri de kin machalo. Giter ga ere kam. Lo mege mo kan pe. Pe bana winyo wa chegene. Wan kan cho dana beru kan. Bolu kui beru kan. Wai gamente mo kar ku bore. Wai gamente pa yuweri ni. Wa bolu kui kan.
Beru gang wa machion maginywale wa kan. Mama be gi yo kan, dana be gi yo kan, kwar ma dit be wengi ti kan. Wan wa fugu lo be no ni dong dana ti kan. Ko ti gi mete wan wa wan wa de ngom ko ka wa de wa cher ko. Ka wa pe. Le pi rom gi dana. Wana dana mir wa ko ngom wa chemu ye le ka be gi pe.
What their people are encouraging them is they think this is free land. They actually want to gain free land, and they are being sent by specific politicians and some rich people who send them and tell you go and get from me this space of land. And of course, you can see the resources here. These are trees which are good for timber. They make charcoal. There is a lot of economic gain. You cannot tell me the community, the way you see them, they can afford to bring a tractor. There are areas inside there where they are commercial farming with somebody has over 20 acres.
Besides Uganda Wildlife Authority, the Madi dispute the Acholi claim of ownership, saying the land has always been theirs.
From colonial time, we had been staying together with the Acholi people. In fact, we were in Zoka itself. Yeah, there were there were so many clans, but under 4 chiefdom. So during the Cheche fly influence there. Then we left the place. Yeah. In fact, that area, which is called Apaa, this was for Ali clan. So the problem came in 2006. It was on the 25th November 2006 when the late Major General Julius Oketa, with the due respect, may his soul rest in peace, yeah, he brought people, 3 full lorries, but he left the people he has taken.
According to the Wildlife Act, no human settlement is allowed inside the protected areas. 32-year-old Evelyn Achiro is a victim of Uganda Wildlife Authority eviction exercises.
The case in point, it was in 2012 when I was just voted in 2011 as the area member of parliament. When the military truck was got from Boya, from Bombo, from Gulu Barracks, commanded by the assistant IGP by then, called Grace. When they went to Apaa, they started packing people in a military truck. They took them, dumped them on the street in Pabo. I remember meeting the president. I told the president, Your Excellency, I will not allow our people to continue suffering. I went and hired a lorry truck. I carried all those people back to Apaa. You remember when they were using bows, spears, pangas, and arrows. When they were brutalizing our people, they were dressing some UPDF soldiers in the military clothes, in the civilian clothes, giving them bows and spears to come and kill the Acholi community. So I gave even their military number to the president. I gave him to the army commander. Up to now, no one has ever been arrested.
The dispute has also been fueled by tribal and political overtones. The Madi claim the conflict is driven by Acholi politicians who are encouraging people to settle in Apaa to drive a wedge between the community and the government.
This confusion to go on is because I think they wanted it also to take land, yeah, to get land by using these people. Because if you interview these people, most of these people who are brought there, they either came for Pade, Kitigum, or Noya. Not the original people of Amuru who stay in Pabo, Atiak, and where. You know, definitely when you bring people and you support them, they give alliance to you. But the most notorious person is this MP Acholi, and then there is this one of Olanya, Gilbert.
To me, I look at 2 secret forces. The first secret force is the political secret force, because politicians do mobilize their community and they give them wrong information. So the package of the wrong information motivates the locals to come and settle inside the forest reserve, because they are told this is our land. They are told go and settle there. We shall do everything to protect you, whatever means it takes. What surprises me is when you see the women inside this reserve. These are young girls of 20, 30, maybe worst is around 35 years. They don't live with their husbands here.
3 of the 5 young mothers we spoke to said they had separated from their husbands, who are now living in Amuru Trading Center. Some Acholi are also faulting their politicians. Stephen Olanya, a local leader in Gulu municipality who claims he grabbed 500 acres in Lakang, Kololo, says he was an agent of Acholi and Olanya. Some of the Acholi community in Lakang, which is near Apaa, accepted to be compensated to make way for a sugar factory. Sources say Stephen Olanya has been paid 500 million for the land he grabbed.
This one started in 2006 when the war got over. Then the government told the people to go back to their original home. Now what the people do, they started going to Apaa where there was nobody. So they started going there to occupy the land. If you go to Apaa, you will not get only one tribe. or one clan there. You get other clan from Kitigum, from Amuru, from Pade, from Agago, and then from Noya. All of them are there. So we started mobilizing people to do what? To go and get the land there. Because there was nobody there completely. I went several times with Honorable Gil Barolanya. I was driving him myself. I used to drive his vehicle. We went there. We went even with the GPS. For us, we know for sure that Apaa is in Adjumani.
I think a person who is trying to point fingers at me doesn't know the place called Apaa. When you go to the voting register of Uganda, since voting has been taking place, people of Apaa were voting there. They are graduated tax paid in Apaa.
The accusation is really baseless and very wrong. In that place called Apaa, the trading center, we have some 3 people who have got land title. And the land titles was given in 1960s, very many years ago.
The residents of Apaa claim that early this year, the Madi desecrated the hallowed grounds of their ancestors and relatives, who are buried here, as an attempt to erase the lasting vestiges of their Acholi claim to the land. Jacqueline Akech and Harriet Akelo, who are both widowed, confirm these claims.
Nene piare we a beach. Gin gi binu gi puru dogola me gang eni wengo gi cher kere. Kar me gi puru dogola gi cher kere gi tuogo. Gi o gi chako go tuog liel kuma eni. Sigi mugo. Gi mugo sigi temo gweno nying muno nying en magi choyo wi simente. Sigi temo gweno ne gi ruenyo kamo kena tie. Sigi no gi kwanyu rengi rog ma megi rog gi chako kerne wi liel. Where
I'm standing is Zoka Center, where it is claimed that some Acholi graves have been desecrated by the Madi. When we came in the morning to look at those graves, the OC station denied us access, claiming that we needed to get authorization from the DPC of Adjumani. Actually, behind me is a roadblock where if you do not have permission from the OC station, you cannot cross. We went back to Apaa, and we came back with the commandant of the UPDF detach in Apaa and the OC station there, but we have still been denied access to those graves. On Monday, security officers held a meeting with the locals to appeal for calm. All the police officers are new to Apaa after the former office bearers were transferred because they were accused of being sympathetic to the Acholi. The name of the first Deputy Prime Minister, General Moses Ali, features prominently in this conflict. They actually accused him of fueling the conflict for personal gain and wanted him out of the just concluded negotiations.
They wrote a letter that General Moses Ali will not sit on the government side. Then we said, okay, if we cannot sit on the government side, since he's a member of parliament in the Adjumani district, of course we came and had a meeting. We dropped one person. We said as a member of parliament, General Moses Ali will be in this committee.
I think somebody is making the Acholi people vulnerable, and that is none other than General Moses Ali. It has been seen very clearly in this negotiation process. When in real sense, the negotiation is between Acholi and Madi, and he's not an Acholi, he's not a Madi.
To understand the Acholi antipathy towards General Moses Ali, one has to look at the investor, Bruce Martin. In 2002, Martin acquired a concession to develop East Madi Wildlife Reserve, including Apaa, into a sports hunting ground. He signed an agreement with Adjumani District Local Government and the Government of Uganda.
Madi was advertised for someone to come along and manage this gazetted wildlife reserve, East Madi. The problem there is soon after we took over the area, people and poachers started moving onto the reserve. And initially we got a bit of help from Uganda Wildlife, and they had a military detach also there, but eventually they left as well. And we were left to run that reserve unarmed, and it became too dangerous, and we eventually left.
I remember in 2011, when the white man who was living there called Bruce Martin. He met me and he told me clearly that he was given that part in 2005, and he said he was directed to that land by General Moses Ali, who was a state minister in charge of tourism. And then he was trying to inquire the status of that land. I told him clearly that that particular land belongs to the tribe called Acholi.
If it comes to refunding the money of Martin Bruce, that means part of the money should come from the individual who have eaten it.
When the place is being created, the wildlife reserve, I was already a minister and a minister of tourism also, but I have minister of state. Issue of embezzling money that was given on that land, and I'm now wanting this land to pay, but that money is not given to me, and I have nothing to do with the contract. If money paid is paid to Wildlife Authority, it's not to me. So I have no idea about even how much it was paid.
The Madi are eager for the government to evict the Acholi so that Bruce Martin can pick up from where he stopped.
I hope after relocation of these people, of course, if he has still that interest, he can come to Adjumani district local government together with the government. Then he can be accepted to go on with this project.
The Acholi's claim that Apaa lies in Amuru district is based on the historical boundary of Zoka River. However, in 2015, government surveyors said Zoka River is about 18 kilometers inside Adjumani district. The first two attempts by the surveyors to put up a signpost declaring where Adjumani district begins were foiled by the locals. The signpost currently in place is guarded by a UPDF detach.
Signpost welcome to Adjumani. It is the first of its kind. It's not there in Uganda, in any district, any boundary within district. You've been driving from Kampala to Gulu. Have you found anywhere where they have written welcome to Nakasongola or welcome to Kiradongo and you find a barracks there?
The Acholi and Madi committees sanctioned by the government to resolve this conflict have given their report to the president. The Acholi are asking the government to degazette the wildlife reserve and allow their people to remain in Apaa. The Madi want the Acholi out of East Madi Wildlife Reserve and have offered them 615 square miles inside Adjumani for resettlement.
They say the Apaa should be degazetted. Then we said, no, you cannot degazette Apaa. Degazetting Apaa will come from Adjumani people because they are the one who gave the land.